What a pleasant afternoon it is that all of us are on the same page, as in none of us, including me, is aware what I'm going to speak about. But I know one thing, that in today's speech, I would request the R content and the grammarians to give rest to their pens. For today's speech, my speech is going to be like driving in Bangalore. No one knows where it is heading to. There will be a lot of misdirections, and there will be a lot of uses of the words I mean, a lot of grammatical mistakes, and whether you believe in me or not, most of them will be intended. As I am regular to this floor, most of you will agree to that I am very regular on this dais. The only thing that is more regular than me is the artistic outburst of Meghla on the board. And since I am regular, I keep on observing the proceedings on this floor and the learnings that we take away from here. Our journey starts from P1, and when we give P1 or P2 speech, most of us are tensed. Will you agree with me? Yes. Anyone who was not tensed when he was giving P1 P2 speech? That sums it all. That expression sums it all. So, a person who is going to give his P1 speech, he will come from this side. While he comes here, he is tense, but he has to show his confidence. And between the thank you Toastmaster and good afternoon, what goes in mind is, what did I get myself into? Am I going to be clever in front of all these experienced people? What are they going to say after that? What feedback will I receive after this? All these go on. And while doing that, he starts scanning the room. The first place he looks at that corner. That corner invariably is inhabited by people who symbolize the backbench in the classroom syndrome. Buddy, I don't care what you speak. I'm here to enjoy and enjoy it. Good. Thanks for taking focus away from me. Then he turns this side. Typically, a person sits there next to the door, not you, next to the door, whom we generally call SA, whose whole focus is on the door. The door should be closed. Doesn't matter what he speaks. And this person feels, thanks for letting me feel less important than the door. And then he starts scanning other part of the room. While the audience thinks that he is making eye contact, actually what he is doing is looking for a more jovial, more congenial, and more amenable face around the room, so that he can focus on that person and he keeps on speaking. And if that face happens to be that of a girl, a beautiful girl, it's like hitting two birds with one stone. And that's how the journey starts. He, sorry feminist, I'll use the word he, purposefully avoids that corner, that part. Well, there's a person acting like a traffic police wala, with a green, yellow and red light. And next to him, there is a person who will note down all the unwarranted use of all the words, spoken, unspoken, intended, unintended, whispered, spoken loudly. He'll make note of all those words. That person is called R counter. And the speaker will have a feeling that, buddy, I gave a speech for 6 minutes. For that I prepared for 2 hours. On all you have to count is how many times I spoke those words. You missed the point, buddy. But that's he does not want to encounter the grammarian too. Because the grammarian has a job of bisecting, trisecting, polysecting all the words that he uses, all the language that he uses, and telling, hey, you did not use this word properly. And then comes the evaluator. Jay, not for you. So then comes the evaluator who will come and say, I noticed not only your content, But your feet, your hands, your nose, ear, eyes, and I don't know what all. Thankfully, that person doesn't work as a news anchor. Otherwise, he will say, you took 3 extra steps to come to the dais, which means you were not confident. He will come and say, either he will say, you did not use your feet properly, you did not use the dais, or you moved a lot, which distracted the audience. No, please be frank. Should I take care of my feet or your distractions? Or he will say, you do not use your hands properly, your hands should go like a bird. Did you forget that I am a man? My hands will move like a man, not like a bird. If you want to see a bird moving, you better go to bird sanctuaries. Because anyway, in Bangalore, you don't find birds these days. Having said that, his speech goes on, the journey starts. And that's how most of our journey starts. Most of us despise the evaluators in the beginning. Anyone who did not hate the evaluators? Who loved them? There. Feedback for you. But little did we realize that it is these evaluators who not only make the change in us as a speaker, but also as a person. The subtle feedback that we receive has a huge impact on our lives. There are plenty of cases that you'll encounter in daily life which make you feel, thanks God I went to Toastmaster. Recently, I was talking to a colleague of mine. We had an escalation and I went and asked, Rohit, what happened? Why did this escalation come? I thought you were on top of it. And he came back and said, Prashant, this report, is not an RDF report. It's a Excel-based report and, Excel-based report. While I was listening to him and so many knows, I started feeling myself, do I really know? Or is he trying to make me feel, or make me feel like a fool? I stopped him. I said, buddy, had I known it, we'd not be having this discussion. So better come to the point. And these are the words, these are the mistakes that we do in our real life, which, thanks to the counters, the chameleons, and the evaluators, we rectify. How many of you went to the college and passed out? You went to the college? How many of you went to the college and passed out? Didn't know so many people faint in the college. By the passed out is the term used for fainting, not for passing out. And we use this so easily. I passed out from college in 98. I passed out in 2015. Gosh sake, you went there to learn not to faint. Passing out is still okay. One day, in my college, I was looking for Dr. Bulla. He was one of our professors. I couldn't find him. So I went to the next cabin and asked the professor, sir, have you seen Dr. Bulla? He said, yeah, he was here only. Just now he passed away. May God bless both the professors. And this happens in our life every time. All of us went to schools and colleges where our teachers were used to speaking some words which were the takiya kalam, the oft-spoken phrases. And we used to give nicknames to those professors based on that, the teachers based on that. Like we had a history teacher. A history teacher who come to the class and for every sentence he will say JSA. Don't ask me to translate it. It has no meaning. It's a filler word. And if you want to know what filler word means, contact me. So in 35 minutes period, he would use JST at least 37, 38 times. And slowly the history sessions started becoming interesting for us. Not because of Hitler's and Mussolini and Napoleon and Franklin Roosevelt or anyone. It was because all of us used to take a piece of paper and a pen and sit down and write. JST 1, 2, 3. So it used to go like this. JST 1, twice, thrice, 4. And we learned statistics because of this. And at the end of the class, we will exchange notes. How many times I said, and anyone who did not take correct count will get a slap. And you can't concentrate on the class. That's how it went. Then there was a sir whom we used to call Beta sir. Because for everything that he'll explain at the end, he will say, "Kyun bete? Samajh gaye na?" Beta, did you understand? So he became Beta sir. And similar things happen, keep on happening. All of us will have a lot of anecdotes from our colleges and schools where similar words, the filler words or incorrect uses were done. Who could forget the legendary statement that open the window and let the Air Force come in? Both of you three come in. One day, see this can happen. One day, we had a lab session, and as usual, sessions are not to be attended to. Better place during lab session. Lab sessions are supposed to be a time where you are out of the classroom. And why to spend time in lab when you are out of the classroom? Go stroll around. So one day, 3-4 students were strolling on the veranda, and the lab assistant, he came and he asked, "Why are you three rotating on the veranda?" Rotating? Are the students or the balls? And one of the students was over smart. He came and said, "Sir, we are not rotating on the veranda. We are oscillating on the veranda." These kind of incidents keep on happening. They are fun to remember later, but they make your speech lose value. They loosen up your thought process itself. And that is what we learn here. On this floor, on this podium, where we learn how to use correct English, how to use correct language, and how to use correct thought process behind the word. But sometimes we get into Stockholm syndrome. Anyone who knows Stockholm syndrome? Oh, good. I can explain anything that. So Stockholm syndrome is a situation where we fall in love with our tormentors and start behaving like them. So we fall into Stockholm syndrome, or for this matter, you can call it an arc counter syndrome, where we ourselves become arc counters. Recently it happened with me. And that's where the idea of speech started. I was watching through a television show, some news channel, and you know how the news anchors go. You don't have to listen to them to know the content. Their tones will tell you what the content. Anyway, there is hardly any content. So I was oblivious to the content. But for that day, for a change, the news anchor called up a mango person, the Aam Aadmi, who had some content, unlike me. And what I realized is, not being a seasoned speaker, this citizen was using a lot of filler words. And I got hooked to it, to the filler words. So I remember all the R's that he spoke, all the that he said, all the you knows and I mean that he said. But at the end of it, I found the content. I do not know what he spoke. And then I started cursing myself. What the hell am I doing? I should not behave like an arc counter. Arc counter is good for me and leave it there. Imagine what happens if you become an arc counter in real life. Imagine a situation where a boy finds a girl very attractive, very beautiful. And you know, when a boy finds a girl very attractive, he becomes dumb. His speech power, oratory power goes for a toss. And when he has to go and talk to her, don't smile, I know you have been through it. So he goes and he will say, Hi. I said, hello. I mean, I find, yes, tell me. The moment it says tell me, it becomes follow. I mean, I know, I really find, you're beautiful. Will you come for it? Before he even invites her a coffee, she will turn back and says, yeah. Then I know, 5 pauses, 4 I means, imagine, this would be the shortest love story that happened. So in real life, playing the role of an evaluator or art counter may not work. Learn from it. Go and beautify your speech. But at the same time, don't let the concept of ahs, the ums and the ers and let it pull you down. Remember, you can use the follies that you have, the supposed follies that you have of using filler words. It can be used in your advantage. Wonder? Continue story. There is a person called Julius Caesar. I think everyone knows about him. He went to a foreign land. While getting down from the ship, he tripped and he fell down. Being the conqueror, he fell down. That was a big thing. And that would have been a matter of laughter for many people. So in order to turn it, he changed his stance. While falling down, he made it prostrate. As if he's laying down the land, he's praising the land. Similarly, we can use the follies in our advantages. Who can forget that we got a superstar by Kiran? Had we got a superstar without that? Or an Amitabh Bachchan with I. Did you get what I said?